Hi everyone, I'm Deepak Chukral. Most of you will know me here, but for some of you who do not know me, I've I've been associated with Bullseye for close to 20 years now. First as a student and then as a faculty before I moved on in my corporate career. Worked with banks like Citibank, Standard Chartered, and my passion to interact with all of you brings me here time and again every year. And this happens to be the most exciting time, when students, are again starting the preparation for the next CAT. And the best thing is that the CAT 21 results are already declared. And we have, yet again, we have toppers shining across sections and overall. So today we have Shreya with us, who's from IIT Roped, and she scored a 99.86 percentile. So congratulations, Shreya. And welcome, how we all started our journey, and the love to interact with these, these young bunch of students is always fascinating, right? So you'll also realize it over the years that these people at my age, obviously, I can say that they at my age, young students like you and them, they keep us updated and they keep us motivated, and they tell us what bright future the country called India has. So that's the best thing. Giving a little more introduction. So I've been a quant faculty as well for 15 years. Have taught at IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Roorkee, Saharanpur campus. So that's my background. Otherwise, I'm obviously an MBA, and I'm a non-engineer. So you have an engineer, you have a non-engineer, all of you. So we'll answer all your questions. That engineers are good in mathematics, so automatically they score good percentiles. But so we'll clear that thing as well to you today. But before I hand it over to Shreya, because she's of your age group and she knows what all of you are going through, right? I'll also like to add that बच्चे एक चीज याद रखना, be it any profession, be it any study, be it any sport, for all of you, right, is sincerity is the key. There will always be ups and downs. I'm sure Shreya will share her time when she was not all that motivated also, right? वो बीच में आया होगा ना time period, Shreya?
Yes, of course, sir. Yes.
Yes. So it happens, but how everyone bounces back from it, and when the time gets wasted, how do you channelize again your energies and you focus. So pick up any great person, be it a politician. If Modi can go on from becoming from a chai wala to a prime minister, I'm sure there was a lot of dedication. Okay, it was not that every day, every minute he was dedicated. There were ups and downs. We talk of Virat Kohli, we talk of Shreya here, we talk of any other person, please. This is the most crucial thing. So when we talk of not so good people, what we always see is that somewhere they got off the track and then they could not come back to the track. The only difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful one is both of them got off the track. The successful one came back on the track. And so what is that track? Shreya is going to discuss it with us. And from here, I hand it over to Shreya. Shreya, welcome. Heartiest congratulations once again. Proud to have you as a student. Bache, before you begin the class, I'll just like to add that some of these Shreyas are now our audience as well. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
thank
yes.
you so much.
Yes. So some of these Shreyas are sitting in our audience and listening to us, right? Not all the people can actually imbibe. They can listen to what we are saying. The real winners are ones who can imbibe what we are saying, right? All over to you. As you go along, I'll keep on funneling it. I'll keep on asking you more questions. I'll request everyone out here listening to us, please keep asking questions. Before we begin, one more thing. The only difference between an MBA and your college studies is that college is more of a one-way communication. MBA is more of a two-way communication. So start imbibing that to begin with. The more questions you ask, we'll be able to more fine-tune this discussion with you. But it cannot be कि मैं IIM अहमदाबाद भी जाऊंगा तो मुझे एक तरफ से फैकल्टी सब कुछ समझा देंगे और मैं अचानक से अच्छा प्लेस हो जाऊंगा, तो ऐसा नहीं होता, right? The quality of questions which you ask, this actually tells us about your intelligence. Am I right, Shreya?
Yes,
so please
sir.
Please ask questions, as many questions you can ask. All over to you, Shreya. Please. Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for this huge compliment that there are many Shreyas in the audience as well. I welcome you all. And for an introduction, I am Shreya Singla, and currently I am doing BTech from IIT Ropar, Punjab, and I'm doing BTech in mechanical engineering. So I'm in my 4th year, final semester. And what you guys know me is I am 99.86 percentile in CAT. Okay, so with that, diving directly into how did I start for CAT? What did I do? I'm sure this is pretty much what you guys are here for to hear. So I guess let us quickly start with that only. So first of all, what was the first day when I started preparing for CAT? So see, I was like in my 5th semester, the semester was ending. That means in December 2020 was the time when I decided that, okay, CAT is something that I have to do. Because my experiences told me that I have more interest in management skills. So I want to do MBA, and then CAT is the gateway. So the very first step before planning anything, before doing anything, is to know that what is the syllabus for CAT and how good am I at it. So how I started it was, I guess it was 20th December, roughly, I don't know the date. So I just gave a random mock test for CAT without any preparation, without even knowing what the syllabus is. I just started with a mock test. So I gave the mock test, and honestly, I could score around 85 to 89 percentile. I don't remember the exact number. So I was close to 90, but of course, that is not going to be of any benefit to me. So now I knew that, okay, this is where I stand. And now let us go on and check what the syllabus is. So clearly the first step to note down every syllabus. This is the thing which I did in my JEE preparation also, and again in my CAT preparation. You should have all the syllabus chapter wise noted down. Yes, I agree you have books. The books have indexes, but believe me, you're never going to go through that index. You need to have your own list of chapters that you need to do. So I wrote down every chapter that I have and what are some of the chapters that I don't know at all. So those are the ones which will take the largest portion of my time. So quickly, without wasting any time, when I have the list of chapters ready, when I have everything, I was looking for what to do, how to prepare. So I ordered some books. The one theory that I have taken on, even in JEE, which my professors now in IIT and my teachers before have told me is, don't roam around with hundreds of study materials. Every study material looks luring, but if we say ki do now mein pair hoga, then you cannot get anywhere. You'll fall down into the sea. So just take any one book, any one material, and do it completely. हम सबसे बड़ी mistake क्या करते हैं? We don't do that book completely. We jump on to the next one. We jump on to the next one. That is where we lag. Because any book, any material is designed in a progressive way. आपको basic से लेके it will take you to the most advanced one. So it is very important. And this is where I stick to. I ordered one set of books for each of the 3 sections, verbal, quant, and reasoning. And I made sure that throughout the preparation time, I am completing those books. So my syllabus completion, which was how do I complete the syllabus, was spanned from January till May or hardly till June, according to my plan. Starting from January 1st, I had to extend my preparation syllabus covering. Particularly, I have to cover my syllabus till the end of June. That was my plan. So how do I cover that syllabus? I have the books for each of the 3 sections. I have to make sure that I read the book. First of all, let us say I'm starting with one chapter. I read the concept. And then after the concept, they give you hundreds of questions for that concept, right? So you have to solve all of those questions. Yes, of course, we cannot be like let's say five questions are same. In each of the five questions, what they're doing is only changing the value. Of course, you don't have to do that. You don't have to solve all those five questions. That is not smart work. But make sure that you are covering the complete spectrum of the types of questions that are there. So completing the book is very important. And each of these books, whichever book you take, they will explain you the solutions as well. When you are done completing the questions and you have checked your answers, whatever answers that you have got wrong, kindly go and check the solutions and the explanations to it. I'll tell you, I faced 2 to 3 questions this time in CAT, which if you try to solve by your own basic method will take too long. And believe me, CAT is not going to give you time to solve through the basics. So the kind of questions that I found in those books were directly coming in CAT. So it's very important to always go in line with the strategy that the book or your study material is teaching you, because time is the biggest player. So this is what I was doing, reading the concepts, solving all the questions, done with that chapter. Once you're done with that chapter, go to the chapter wise tests that are given there on the Bullseye platform. I was enrolled in that. So I had chapter wise tests for every topic. So I always made sure that maybe not 100%, but once I'm done with the topic through my book, I go to the test and do it. That is important. Now, of course, I know that sounds too ideal. And honestly, I did not do that after every topic. I was completing all the questions and I was doing the chapter wise test. But even if I'm following this plan 90%, that is going to make a difference. So this was my complete basic plan for January to May. Complete the 3 books, which is very important, because when you complete the 3 books, you are done with all the topics, you know everything. Now is the time to hone on your skills which you are weak at. So this is the basic strategy I had. Now, if I come on to what were my weak sections and how did I work on them on within this time frame of January till June, when I was completing my syllabus. So parajumbles was a new thing for me, which was kind of difficult for me. So what I did was always watched more and more videos on how do they analyze the question to come out with an answer for that parajumble. This is what I was trying to do, because yes, a book will explain the parajumble answer, but it is always better to go to a video solution for any question. That is how I try to understand कि अच्छा first sentence को second sentence से वो लोग ऐसे link कर रहे हैं. What is the linkage that they are trying to find? So analysis always helps you solve each of your problems, be it any section, verbal, quant, or DI. Analysis, self-analysis, looking at the other person's analysis and then analyzing it yourself is very important. ये आपको बहुत ज़्यादा help करेगा, not only in CAT but everywhere. Plus, for comprehensions. See, I always used to believe that I am quite good at English, but what happens with CAT's comprehensions is they ask you one question from the comprehension, they give you 4 options, and believe me, 80% of the time it will happen that 3 out of the 4 options seem similar to you, and you don't know which one to select. So, what is important over there is that you should be able to read it fast, but what is more important is you should be able to comprehend what are you reading at that speed. Speed to chahiye. 40 minutes mein you have to solve 5 big comprehensions. You need speed, but utni hi speed pe how well can you understand what you're reading is very important, and that has to come with practice. So I had one clear thing in mind. I will solve comprehensions daily. So my book had, I guess, more than 100 comprehensions. That was sufficing. But when I was done with those comprehensions, instead of finding more, I tried to then jump on to newspapers, read newspapers. You get your GK honed as well, because that is also required in further interviews. Or take any book, take novels. I have read many novels throughout that preparation time. Or what I did is, I have to read, right? So, well, very smart skill, I would tell you. Since the classes were going online, even for my BTech as well. So what I was doing is I skip the video lectures for my classes. Don't do that. Don't take it as a way that I'm saying skip your classes. No, I skipped the video lectures that the professors were sending me, and I started reading that chapter from the book. Usually in mechanical engineering, we have very bulky chapters, and people don't prefer reading them from the book. But what I did is I started reading those chapters: manufacturing, heat and mass transfer, vibration, design courses. I started reading them from the book. What it was doing is dual benefit. I know more than what the students of my class know because I'm reading it from the book. Secondly, that is helping me for CAT preparation also because I'm reading it. And when you are able to comprehend that technology, mechanical things, I guess you can comprehend English very well. So this is what I was doing, reading books. That was my strategy for English in these preparation times. Then comes maths. Maths, I must say that book had hundreds and hundreds of questions. So for me, for the syllabus preparation thing, that was enough. I honestly tell you, it was very difficult to cover all the questions because they were too much. Let's say I take a topic of number system. Number system involves big formulas, small formulas, remainders, unit digits, so many things. Every question comes with a new formula, and then there are 1500 questions for that concept. I mean, you will start solving, you are doing it, you are doing it. There'll be a point when you cannot do it more. You get bored. Some chapters will not, you plan some chapters that will take only 1 day or 2 days, but they take 10 days because you're getting bored at it. Right? This happens. But then we have to do it. There is no way out. You do 1 hour a day, you do 2 hour a day, or you do 5 hours a day. That is not going to make a difference. What is important is you're putting in some amount of your day into it, which is what I always took care of. I'll come to that point later, that what were my low times. But right now I'm just talking about what did I do for every subject. So for maths, I honestly tell you, it was a fat book. I made sure that I'm completing it. For DILR, okay, that was my weakest section because aptitude, yes, we had been doing since ninth class for NTSC preparation. Then for JE, okay, that does not involve aptitude, but then now for placement exams, we are doing so much of aptitude. So I thought that aptitude is something I'm good at. But when you come to the aptitude, which is asked in CAT, I must say it blows your minds. They give you situation based, like it's reading comprehension kind of aptitude questions. One situation will lead to 5 or 7 more questions, and believe me, that situation is so tough. If you're not able to solve that one question, you cannot solve the if you're not able to solve that one situation, you cannot solve all those 5 to 7 questions. So what I was finding over there is that normal aptitude questions that I see in the book are not able to help me, बिकॉज मेरे एंड से तो मैंने बुक कर ली थी, बुक हो गई मुझसे तो सारे क्वेश्चन हो गए, बट टेस्ट में तो मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. इन द मॉक टेस्ट, या इन द मॉक टेस्ट आई वाज नॉट एबल टू डू DILR. सो दिस इज वेयर मेरे को समझ आया दैट नो, आई एम डूइंग अ मिस्टेक by only doing the syllabus and not testing myself through the test. I am going on the wrong path. अपने end से तो I had done the book. I thought that I'm okay. I'm good to go. But mock test करके समझ आया कि oh 5 महीने निकल गए and I was on the wrong path. So this is where, guys, you need to understand that mock tests are very important. I'm lucky that I realized it in May that I need to start giving mock tests, and I started then. I'm lucky. Had it been that October and I realized in October that I need to give the mock test, then it would have been too late and I would never have been able to improve myself. So this is DILR was the section where I struggled a lot, and mock test was the thing which helped me sail through. I'll tell you how. So they give you chapter wise test, sectional test, and full length mock test for every section, right? So then once I was done with the aptitude concepts I had in mind, what I needed was practice of those levels of questions. So I started with, again, the chapter wise test of reasoning. They are done. I could easily do them. But then I started with sectional and mocks for reasoning. So when I was giving the mock test, I gave one mock test, very disheartening, no good score. I give the second mock test, disheartening. I give the third mock test, Okay, maybe improved. Fourth, better. Fifth, oh shit, down. So it's not that you will always go on a straight graph. No, it has to be up and down, but you have to stay consistent. So what I did for every mock test is give one test, whatever result you are getting, you need to look at the solutions of it. That is very important. Because क्या होता है हम लोग 3 घंटे 2 घंटे का mock test देके we get tired and we want to take a break. We feel like it's done for the day. अब कल देखेंगे. That is the mistake. Solutions देखना बहुत important है because if you are not looking at the solution, then what is the फायदा of the mock test? Your mistakes are not getting corrected, right? So DILR, honestly, I improved in DILR through the mock test because they are giving me those kind of questions which I'm not able to solve. और उसी अरेना में कूद के you will improve. जो आता है वही कर करके you cannot improve, right? So for DILR, mocks helped me, I would say. So mota mota, this was for January to May. Complete the syllabus. That's it. After my syllabus was completed and the books were done, now I made a proper plan of what all tests do I have to do. I made a complete sheet. कौन से test हैं? How much duration is this? So in total, I guess I had 600 to 700 hours of test, which my sheet showed me. I divided them into the number of days I have till CAT, 28th November. So I knew कि roughly it came out to be 3 to 4 hours every day you have to do, and that I could do. So वो अब May के बाद का time was for only for test, because test will then tell you कि syllabus तो कर लिया, अब तुम अच्छे कहाँ पे हो and where are you weak at. So giving the test, I started giving all the tests, and again मुझे बार बार मेरे weak sections पता चल रहे थे. If I tell you the kind of clarity I was getting from the test is, I knew quant, I'm good at everything, but the only thing I'm not good at it, मुझे quant आता होता है, छूट जाता है. Quant is the last section. What always I felt is, I know how to solve all the questions. What is happening is, last के 5 questions हमेशा छूट जाते. The time goes on. This was for quant, I knew. For verbal, I'm able to do comprehension. Comprehension to a large extent also depends on your luck on the day, what difficulty level of the comprehension you're getting, but more or less I was able to do it. But parajumples I was sticking at. I could not pass through them. I clearly knew this from the mocks. And for DILR, I knew I'm nowhere. So mocks told me where I am precisely weak at, and then every day I could work on improving it. If I'm weak at parajumbles, I'll go on the internet, download a list of 100 parajumble questions, solve them daily, solve 3 or 4 daily or 5 daily, and understand what is it wrong that I'm doing. Practice is going to make you do nothing else. If DILR I'm not able to solve, I'll find out DILR questions, I'll solve more mocks, I'll look at the solutions. Eventually, I'll sail through. Quant, if I'm not able to solve quant within the specified time of 40 minutes, I will find for shortcuts. Because yes, we feel कि shortcuts remember करना मुश्किल है, but और रास्ता क्या है? Otherwise, you cannot do it, right? एक question से percentile shifts a lot. So, okay, shortcuts hai, I look for shortcuts, I'll adopt them, because the final target is what? Achieving the maximum accuracy and the maximum number of questions in that time of 40 minutes. Correct? So mocks help me a lot. Isliye one single thing which I want to say to everyone, don't miss out on mocks. You might feel कि आपको आता है, you might feel कि आपका अपना plan है, you might feel कि हो जाएगा. I respect you have your own plan. Please have it. But include tests in that. It is very, very important. And after you are doing every test, don't forget to analyze it. Don't forget to check for the solutions of the questions that were wrong. This is very important. My single strategy for CAT throughout. Okay. Sir, can you take over for 2 minutes?
Yeah. So I actually have a couple of questions and I would like to summarize what you said so that, everyone's on the same page. So first thing I noticed, which was even startling to me, was that you actually decided that you want to take CAT 1 year before that, right? So I can, I can conclude from here that anyone who's deciding right now, first thing is that 9 months are enough time for a preparation for a CAT course. The second thing which I get from Shreya's talk is, and Shreya, correct me, okay, because this is I'm summarizing from the student's point of view. Second thing is that I need to have a plan in place as per my strengths, weaknesses, pace, understanding of topics. I need to have my study plan in place. The Bullseye's course material and the Bullseye, the class schedule will act as a guidance. That line will be that, now you should be moving to another topic. Now you should be moving to the next topic, and so on and so forth. While 3 classes of reasoning, maths, quant, and English will happen all simultaneously. That's also to do with the fact that you cannot keep doing one topic every time. She said, very clearly, you cannot keep doing one topic every time. So, you need to know how to switch between topics and, more or less. So let's take I'm good in quant. I am moving at a faster pace. So I'll cover more in quant and cover more quickly, right? And then when I get bored, actually I cannot get bored. You also said, I'm also saying we cannot get bored. We have to, the first thing which I also, the major thing, not the first thing, the major thing which I also got from her saying was that you have to be in love with it to clear it. Am I right, Shreya?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. You have to have that vision that after 1 year, I need to have IIM calls, right? And with the topics listed, I cannot have a weak topic. Okay, I will address it today than postponing it. Other thing which Shreya also said was that we'll keep taking the tests as we go along. Tests help us analyze the environment, moving between different topics. That's okay. It's not that. See, it's now I have been a faculty as well, so I have these students come up with questions like, sir, अभी तो हमने percentages किया नहीं, अभी तो हमने number system नहीं किया, अभी तो हमने geometry नहीं किया, तो हम how can we attempt those questions? That's okay. In a very simple way, what we are trying to say is, see, CAT is an aptitude paper, right? You have to understand and benchmark yourself, and there's an art of moving between questions. There's an art of leaving the question as well. That this question I cannot do, as she said very rightly, that I will read the question, I will read it fast, I will have to comprehend it in the very first go, right, Shreya? Yeah. And I have to comprehend it, and I need to know whether I can do it or I cannot do it. Yeah. That's a skill if you master. Towards the end of it, when I'll be taking a session with you again in September, though we'll take other sessions as well, but, strategies for CAT, we'll be taking a session again in September, October. I always end up telling my students that, bache, if by attempting 50% of the questions you can get through CAT, you need to know the 50% of the questions you need to leave. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So, and when you give these tests, you understand that this, I cannot do it, with the given time limit. Another thing, please understand that had all cricket, I always take that example. If all players never played a match and suddenly now, before a particular series, they say, अब मैं 2 महीने सिर्फ मैच ही खेलूंगा, तो नहीं चल सकते. वो नहीं चल सकते, वो फेल होके ही आएंगे. ये आपको simultaneously, because it's an aptitude paper and aptitude can only be increased slowly and gradually, you have to start putting yourself under pressure, under different situations. That's also an aptitude of, and when once you start putting yourself in different situations, you automatically, your aptitude increases. Another thing which I really liked about Shreya's schedule was that, once you've written down the topics and once you know the syllabus of the paper, these questions are not only the aptitude is not only getting increased through what the material is being given to you. The aptitude can also be increased by reading the newspaper properly. If you're going through the editorial pages and you're comprehending it in one shot, It would not happen overnight, trust me, but slowly and gradually, without you even realizing, once you give that due importance to that particular newspaper, your aptitude is bound to go up. They're not going to ask you any space questions. Questions are going to be a combination of easy, medium, and difficult. And we need to understand the different, ways in which these questions can be asked. Right, Shreya?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah. So over to you. After having summarized, over to you. तो बच्चे मंथ वाइज कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया आपने फिर इसको? तो मई के बाद आपने यू स्टार्टेड फोकसिंग रियली ऑन मॉक्स, फाइन ट्यूनिंग योर स्ट्रेटजी. उसमें ऐसा होता होगा कि कोई टॉपिक्स you might feel still weak at, or you started feeling good. Yeah.
Okay. So as I already explained, January to June end was for covering the syllabus, which basically I completed the books and worked on my weak areas. After June, what starts is clearly mocks, a complete plan. किस दिन कितने टेस्ट करने हैं. If you have chapter wise test, they are for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. किस दिन किस स्टेट को कितने करने हैं, I had it ready. किस दिन कौन सा सेक्शन करना है, I had it ready. Which day, which mock I will be doing, I had it ready. So for starting from July the 1st up till November the 1st, I had a date-wise plan ready for how many tests to do on every day. Mind it, I always had some margin in mind, because let's say I'm doing one mock and one chapter-wise test in a day. I always made sure that I'm giving only 2 to 3 hours to test in a day, because the rest of the day I will have to invest in working on my weak topics, analyzing the test results, and maybe then practicing a little more on the concept that I was finding myself weak at. So you have to divide your time to giving the test and then working and improving yourself also. So each of my days was divided like that. So yeah, again, repeating the same thing. Whatever I used to feel from the mock that I was weak at, I used to find a way to solve it. Way number one, look at the solution. Way number two, go to YouTube and ask for explanations on that particular topic. Way number three, download some questions of that, download some worksheets and solve them. So these were my three basic ways for any kind of question that was arising. But again, for comprehensions, the only thing is reading. As I mentioned, you will not be able to understand the newspaper on the very first day. You gradually increase. I tell you, this I really experienced. Like when we used to read the newspaper, I used to read Tribune and Times of India. I used to feel, okay, क्या हो गया? I have read the paragraph. हुआ क्या? नहीं समझ आया. The speed of reading was phenomenal for me, I must say. But comprehension, comprehend means what? समझना. मतलब निकालना. What has been written, you need to drive a meaning out of it. I was not able to do that. So this is what we call as active reading. Passive reading kya hota hai? You are reading it fast, but your mind does not know what is happening. This is what was happening with me when I initially started reading newspapers. I have another example also. I started with R.K. Narayan novels. They usually have simpler English. And one day, suddenly, I just felt like reading Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So he is a Latin American author, and he uses very tough English. And believe me, I was not able to understand it. It's like if you read Shakespeare, you cannot understand it if you are not an expert reader. So how does that improve is you have to do it daily. Daily is the thing that will take you from not comprehending anything to be able to comprehend even the toughest of authors. So this is what I was doing. For quant and DILR, I already said 3 ways. Analyze the test, watch YouTube, strategies, and third, download worksheets and solve. This is what I was doing every day. Now, one thing that Sir said is that I started in January. So see guys, you might feel, I must say larger fraction of the people feel that itna mushkil nahi hai, we can start even 3 months before. Of course you can start. But why did I choose to start in January is because I knew it will be my final year when I'll be given CAT. I'll have pressure of placements. I'll have pressure of my engineering subjects. Plus, there are so many things that can run in because you are at this juncture of your graduation degree also that you'll get pressures from everywhere. So I was sure that I cannot devote the last 3 months 10 hours a day to my camp. That is why I started in January. So that even if I am not able to do it 1 day or 2 days, that is not going to take me to a greater loss. Because आखिरी के महीने में एक दिन छोड़ देना is a very big loss. But 9 महीने पहले एक दिन छोड़ना is not a big loss. Plus, every day you can devote very less. That allows you time to concentrate on other things also. So this is why I chose to start in January, and believe me, it helped me a lot. There were days when I was not doing anything at all. There were days when end semester exams were there, when projects were there. There were so many things. We even have our industrial internship from June to July, 2 months, compulsory internship for our degree. So there are so many things coming in between. But believe me, this plan helped me. If someday I was not able to do, the next day I made sure to put in double efforts. So this is why I started in January. That is it.
So yeah, so can I summarize, Shreya, knowing this, that champions are made when they have a lot of, they're getting bothered by a lot of stuff, right? Saying it in a way, bothered because you have your tests, you have your semesters, you have your placements, you have CAT. So champions are the one who keep their calm, divide their time properly. Obviously, it cannot be as easy as said, and it cannot be as perfect as we think or any of us thinks. But if we have too much on our plate, we are actually bound to be a champion. We are bound to increase our aptitude in a very simple way. Am I right, Shreya?
Yes, sir.
So,
Even I must say, I'm so sorry to
no,
stop.
please, yes.
Yeah.
All
So
of
there
us
are
want to hear you. Yes.
so there are two very important takeaways from here. One, you must have heard me every time saying I had a complete list, I had day-wise plan, I started from January for a particular reason. So there has to be planning everywhere on the broadest level of the complete year and on the most minute level of every chapter and every topic. Planning takes you through. Once you are into a plan, see, planning is very important. कि तुमको सिर्फ कैट में नहीं हर जगह चाहिए, everywhere you need. I'll tell you, for even for my placement preparation, because of course we have to sit in placements. I had my everyday plan with topics. What discussions will I have after dinner discussions, after lunch discussions? What will I read? What will I watch? Everything was planned. So one, plan. You make a plan with the widest spectrum and the very smallest precision. You need to have that plan, and believe me, if you follow that plan even 80%, okay, 70%, you'll get through. 70% अपने plan को follow कर पाना बहुत बड़ी बात होती है, because there are so many things that are there to distract you, and as humans we are bound to get distracted, we are bound to get bored, we are bound to go on to so many ways except from our main path. So 70%, even if you follow the plan, that is going to take you through. Number one. Number two, every day you'll not be able to do it. So there's one line that my father tells me कि हर दिन तुम भाग नहीं सकते. You cannot run every day. It's okay. If you cannot run every day, then try to walk. But if you cannot walk every day, try to crawl. But keep moving. चलते रहना हर दिन. Because the day you stop is the day you're bound to fail. So किसी दिन बहुत कर लिया और किसी दिन थोड़ा सा ही किया, थोड़ा सा यानी शायद न्यूज़पेपर में सिर्फ हेडलाइन देख ली, इतना थोड़ा. That is okay. At least you are doing something. So these are my two things: plan and keep moving. Now, so yes, you can continue.
No, very right. So what I can actually I can give a background to it. Please understand, everyone out here, that your parents are your best friends. Okay. Second, they will never guide you wrong. Stop being a part of the group which is which is guiding you differently. Your parents, your siblings are not going to guide. Your brothers and sisters are not going to guide you wrongly. That's the first thing. The second thing is start having meaningful discussions. So when she says crawl, it's like you've justified a day when, let's take, you've talked about in depth about Omicron as well. Now, around the family table or in your friends group. Do you stay in a hostel, Shreya?
Yes.
Yes. So if you over the dinner table, if you're discussing Omicron as today, what's happening, or if you're discussing, how is Biden making a difference compared to Trump, or if you're discussing what is happening in a cricket match, but just that you discussing something meaningful apart from the apps, apart from the telephone which the phone, mobile phone which you have, and आज क्या game download करी, आज मैंने Insta पे क्या post किया, आज मैंने क्या reel बनाई, all that is crap. That is
Yes.
not going to increase your aptitude. Please उसको बाद में कर लेना. Don't discuss about Jacqueline Fernandez and her affair with whatever that guy is called. Okay, so have meaningful discussions. You've done that, you've crawled that day. Obviously, keeping in mind that 70-80% of the days are good, you are bound to increase your aptitude. Another thing being be in love with it. Only if you're in love with it would you actually do it. Not with Jacqueline Fernandez, with the material, study material. Okay, so that's what. Over to you, Shreya. What else? So डिस्करेजमेंट होता था. एक बहुत देर से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है करने का, जब मैं कर रहा था बीच में डिस्करेज होते थे. ऐसा लगा कभी कि आज नहीं करूंगा मैं कुछ, इट्स सो बोरिंग, ऐसा लगा?
अभी सर बहुत बार लगा. Of course, this is bound to happen. Like I have been through it. The times when I was preparing for JEE, 2 years. CAT you have to prepare for 9 months maximum. JEE you prepare for 2 years. This is something that is bound to happen. ऐसा फील होता है that अरे मैं कोई कंप्यूटर हूँ क्या? I am a human being. Why am I running into this threaded बनाया हुआ zone? इतने बजे उठना है, ये करना है, ये करना है. And of course your mind gets थक जाते हैं. Their word, of course. So what I did was, देखो बहुत बार ऐसा मुझे फील होता था that no, I want to sleep, or no, let's watch a movie. I don't want to do it. Maybe today I'm not able to do it 4 hours. I'm only able to do it 1 hour, or maybe I'm not at all able to do it. Yes, there were days. The reasons can be I was doing it for the past 5 days and now I'm getting bored, or I did not get good results, or I am actually right now in a topic which is difficult. There you are naturally bound to lose interest. A topic जो आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है, you will try it. Eventually, you will lose interest if you're not getting the results.
Yes.
So there can be different reasons for that. Now, how I dealt with them is important. See, if you feel कि 4-5 दिन से you are doing it, you have the right to take a break.
Yes.
Give yourself the gift of taking a break, which is very
Very good.
important.
Very
And
true.
one thing which has helped me everywhere, break ले रहे हो तो पूरा break लो. Because if you're taking a break with a guilt in mind that I have to do, let's say I'm watching a movie and I have a guilt in my passive mind that no, I need to study. Why am I watching? Then तो वो break का time waste हो गया because you did not let your mind free. So when you're taking your break after doing a good amount of work, take a complete break and get your mind free, because the next time you set into work again, you're completely ready at it. Because अगर guilty वाला break लोगे ना, that is not a break actually. Mind को free होना जरूरी है. That is, जब आपने 5 दिन पहले अच्छे से करा है तो छठे दिन you have the right to take a break. Take it. But अगर ऐसा होता था कभी that I am not able to do it because I'm getting bored and maybe from the past 2 days I have not done it, वहां पर मुझे खुद को बुरा फील होने लग जाता था. There can be 2 situations. A, you're yourself feeling bad and you want to make up to it, or B, आपको जबरदस्ती करना पड़ेगा. The crux is, चाहे बुरा फील करके करो, गिल्ट फील करके करो, या फिर जबरदस्ती करो, करना पड़ेगा. यहाँ पे कोई बहाना चलेगा ही नहीं. This is my mantra as well. There has to be no बहाना. मेरा मूड नहीं है, नींद आ रही है, I have my exams, my health, everything is just a bahana. So you have to find at least 1 hour every day. The day you're not feeling like studying, tell yourself, if you don't do it, then you cannot get into an IIM. Tell yourself, if you're not doing it, you cannot get into an IIT, whatever it is, whatever your goal is.
Yes.
Yes,
and to achieve something, sacrifices are important.
Sacrifices count.
Sacrifices
yes,
that's what I can understand from what you said.
Yes, by staying in your leisure zone, I don't believe we can all any way achieve anything. So, zabardasti karo. See, everything is a bahana. Just then, the day you understand this thing, that everything is just an excuse, that is it. That is the thing that we need to understand. Because what we guys do is, at our age, we attach too much of importance to everything. It is very important to realize that no, when it's in your mind that you have to do CAT, you have to do it. That's it. Attach
That's it.
very less importance to any other thing, and then excuses are gone like this. You
Yes.
can find time every day, be it 5 hours a day or be it 30 minutes a day. You will find time. So jabardasti. I'll be rude at this point, but if there's a day you cannot do it, जबरदस्ती करो नहीं करोगे तो नहीं होगा. That is important. This
एक
is
दिन
my
एक
answer.
दिन ठीक है, बट यू कैन नॉट हैव एन एक्सक्यूज कि अब एक और दिन एक और दिन एक और दिन, राइट है
हाँ,
ना?
वो एक आध दिन कब ठीक है? When you have done the 5 days before in a good way. That
यस.
gift you deserve. But when you know कि ये gift you don't deserve, तो जबरदस्ती काम करो. There's no
अच्छा,
point.
अब कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करते हैं. एक कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है?
Okay.
राइट आउट, आई वांट यू टू आंसर राइट आउट ऑफ व्हाट यू फील. Are engineers at an advantage of scoring in quant? I told you I want a conflicting, because I've given you, you know about me as well, but then I'll tell them, but we want to hear it from your heart. Are engineers at an advantage?
Sir, I would like to, my answer actually lies in rephrasing your question.
Yes.
Being an engineer is not an advantage in scoring well. Being an engineer is an advantage in preparing. That's it.
Okay.
That's the difference. I am an engineer. Preparing quant for me was easy.
Okay.
For a non-engineer, I must say, preparing quant would be difficult. Let's say for a medical student, preparing math subjects would be difficult. But that score, whatever you are getting, is not dependent on whether you are an engineer or not. It depends on how did you prepare.
Okay.
So as sir is a non-engineer, but he's 100 percentile in quant, and I am an engineer, I am not a 100 percentile in quant. So being an engineer makes a difference in the way you prepare. It does not make a difference in your score. Sir is the example.
So I'll tell you, yes, I'm a non-engineer. I am an economics postgraduate. I was an economics postgraduate before I did my MBA. I got as she said, I got 100 percentile in quant, and it was all about preparing in the right way. I would say that, though it's been close to 15 years since I sat for CAT and cleared it. But I think if you prepare well, if you fall in love with it, that's the good thing. Though I'll tell you, non-engineers, I'll tell you there's one benefit. So the other two things I'll tell you here. One, what happens in B school, and another thing, what's an advantage with quant is that you can leave it anywhere and you can start again. So that is what the thing was. That's the best thing which I liked. If I leave a reading comprehension after reading one paragraph, I cannot start it again. Am I right, Shreya?
Yes, yes.
But a quant topic, you've solved 5 questions, you can leave and start from the 6th question after half an hour, 1 hour, you can do that. So that's an advantage, and you need to understand this advantage. Second, so having done my MBA, I would also like to add that a B school will be very particular that it needs, okay. So B school, as I told you, is not a one-way communication. In a B school, they want people from all backgrounds. So they also actually want a person from humanities who comes and tells, like I was teaching economics throughout the 2 years, whenever there was an economics topic, to the tune that I was grilled so much. If I did not know, so I automatically, it was taken to be understood. Everyone used to look at my face that if there's nothing which is getting, if there's something which is lacking in the class, Deepak Tutral is going to answer that on economics. So a B school is going to be very particular that, and it understands that the learning is not a one-way process. The major learning also happens from your peer group. So they would want people from all backgrounds, and they would want that to be the composition of the class, so that there's an enriched outcome after 2 years. Also, you need to understand that, if it's all engineering thing, then automatically the B school loses its advantage. Okay. So they would, even when the placements are happening, they look at your backgrounds, they look at your MBA or PGDM, and then they give you final placement of what had you studied. Okay. So it's very important. But Shreya, can I say that these 8, 9, 10 months are more than enough to prepare a quant section, if anyone is sincere about it?
More than enough. I mean, if you are sincere, you know how to work on yourself, you will keep improving day by day, and 9 months, 10 months, that's more than enough, I would say.
Right. Very, very, very nice. So what else?
I would actually tell you an example. हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है? I'm sure you guys must have heard coding jobs, IT jobs.
Yes.
You get that very fast. Like I'm in mechanical, so getting a mechanical job is very difficult as compared to getting a computer science job, a coding job, IT job. So what guys over here do is in 4 months, in 5 months, even if they are from chemical engineering, metallurgical engineering, civil engineering, within 4 months, or the worst case, within 2 months, they work so much on their coding that they are the ones to get packages into Google, into Amazon, Zomato, into big companies, the packages which are not with the people who were actually into computer science engineering. So, what is making the difference on that result day is not the branch that you belong to, it is the way you prepared. And if coding can be done in 2, 3, or 4 months, then quant, if you're not from an engineering background, quant can be very easily done in 9 months, and you can actually score better than the people who are into engineering. So it depends upon the way you prepare, not your background.
Okay. Any particular thing which you feel, bullseye se hatke aapne kiya, because let's have a very clear communication. Bullseye se hatke kuch kiya ki, or
Okay.
you would say that bullseye should be the core. You can add wherever there's a weakness. Yeah.
Okay. So news. If I have to count what was different from bullseye in my preparation, newspapers, novels, these things count under your self motivation and what extra are you ready to put in, because bullseye will give you comprehensions. Okay, you can work on that, but still reading does not mean only comprehension. Reading means
Right.
reading everything, so that counts on how self motivated you are. So yeah, reading part was my own, and then working on my weaknesses. Bullseye helped me with the analysis of the questions and giving me more tests of the same kind. But if at times I feel that I'm not able to understand it well from here, I have to be self motivated enough to go to YouTube, search for the right kind of video, because everywhere, any study material is not perfect, right? You have to then ponder in the internet world, search for the right kind of video, maybe search for the right kind of worksheets that suit you. So that is something I did different. Improving on my weak parts is completely your self motivation, that कितने हाथ पैर मारने को आप तैयार हो, and then everything just fits in. थोड़ा सा bullseye will help, or whatever preparation material you are using. Thoda sa YouTube will help. Thoda sa maybe some book or a worksheet can help. So just thoda sa from everywhere. All depends upon how self-motivated you are to try to improve. That is, spoon feeding nahi chalegi. So
अच्छा,
yeah.
on the softer skills now. गुस्सा आता था, कोई फ्रेंड डिस्टर्ब करता था तो कैसे हैंडल करते थे? फ्रेंड डिस्टर्ब करते थे कि परफेक्ट एनवायरनमेंट था?
No. So I had a mix of both. I joined the campus in August. So
Okay.
तब से I was in the hostel. Before that, before August, I was in my home. So घर पे you have younger brothers and sisters. My brother is preparing for JE, and he always has the ye question. Of course, I was angry. Mother needs your help. Your father needs your help. This is where, sir, thank you for pointing this out. When I had 10 months to prepare, it gave me margin for every other activity of the day as well. As an elder sister, I have my responsibility to help my brother prepare for JE. I have my responsibility to help my parents. So that allowed me time every day to give in to other important things of the family as well, because I had so many months to myself and I had a plan, a proper plan. This is where it is important. And when I was in the hostel, so when you join back your campus after 1.5 years of lockdown, you are bound to waste your time roaming around with your friends, having pizza parties, and of course, going to the classes and going to the mess takes a lot of your time, right?
Yes.
So again, that proper plan and a plan starting from January helped me accommodate these things within my schedule, of course.
What do you think?
Sir, गुस्सा आता था, परेशान होती थी, but again, for these emotional outbursts also, sir, मेरे पास दिन का time था, क्योंकि मैं planned थी और मैं पहले से चली आ रही थी. Last moment rush नहीं करा मैंने catch.
Yeah. So would you also want to say here that what I can understand is that distractions सबके पास होंगी.
Of course.
है ना, बट आप जितनी जल्दी वापस अपने प्लान को फॉलो करते हो, दैट्स द क्रक्स ऑफ द होल थिंग. यस,
दैट्स द क्रक्स. और प्लान को 80% भी कर लोगे ना,
वेरी
you're
गुड,
bound to succeed. That's it.
वेरी गुड. Last minute, anything else you want to add? Then I'll
For
give the
me,
concluding remarks.
I always say the same thing. When it is in your mind कि हर चीज एक बहाना है, you can ignore everything. Believe me, and you will do it. Tell yourself कि जिस दिन भी तुमने कम किया, you are not going to succeed, and you will pass through it. This is what I told myself while preparing for JEE, and this is what I told myself while preparing for CAT. So this something. See, it's all in the mind. One single line. It's all in the mind. Your comfort, your success, your failure, the way you behave, the way you manage. It is all in the mind. अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में तुमने डाल दिया कि मुझे सोने की जरूरत नहीं है, well, that's quite ideal, but कम सोने की जरूरत है, you will adjust. अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में डाल दिया, अरे छोड़ो टीवी क्या देखना, नेटफ्लिक्स क्या देखना है, you will do it. Have control over here, and believe me, you'll find time to put in every day into yourself.
Right. Great, great. Thank you so much, Shreya. Thank you, everyone. Remember one thing, in my concluding remarks, we have Shreyas who've been hearing this Shreya, and we hope that this Shreya continues in whatever format with Bullseye, like the way I have been doing. And there are more Shreyas, and I am not being biased. They're both boys and girls who come here. But having a girl as a topper is always fantastic. Looking at the sincerity, I'm sure success is bound to come. There'll be distractions, बच्चे, but याद रखना अपने लिए करना है, किसी और के लिए नहीं करना.
अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए भी करना है.
Okay, अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए भी करना है. ठीक है. So they have actually, she's right, because they are the ones who've always stood by you in your good times and bad times.
Okay, so if I have time, can I just add one more point?
Please, please. Yes, we love to hear it from you. Yes.
I am sure for the ones who are students right now, हमको बहुत time feel होता है that our parents are not able to relate with our lives, our college life, the modern life that we have, our social media life, or let's say our academics as well. We feel that our parents, because they belong to the previous generation, they are not able to relate with the way our life is going, which I agree is true. But that does not mean कि आपको जो वो सलाह देंगे, the advice that they are giving you is of harm to you. No. Their advice might not be in coherence with what you think, but the result is bound to take you to one step further in your career. See, one thing that I always have in mind, I'm doing something. किसी दिन अगर मम्मी, my mom, अगर वो मेरे को टोक दे, somehow I have it in the back of my mind that let's say I'm doing cheating in some exam, and for 20 exams I have successfully cheated. Well, I don't do cheating, but let's say for 20 exams I have successfully cheated, and one day randomly she called me and said that इतना cheating वगैरह मत करना, मेरे को वो खटक जाता है, मम्मी ने टोक दिया, अब तो पक्का फंसूंगी, इसलिए आज cheating नहीं करते. So you have to follow what your parents say. If you believe that what you are doing is you are doing for them, you will certainly trust whatever they are saying to you. You might feel that it is not good for you, but end में it is going to help you. मैंने सच में आज तक everything, NTSC, JEE, placements, CAT, everything I have done by agreeing to them, by listening to them. Always try to adjust your parents saying with them. Don't think कि वो तुम्हें गलत कह रहे हैं, ये नहीं होगा.
So putting it or summarizing it, what you said, that parents know what you want to achieve. Yes. Their goals, they are backing your goals, right? So it's automatic that they would not guide you wrong.
Yes.
Bullseye is also working for your goals. Talk as much as you want to with your parents, with your teachers, with the academic staff, with the counselors. Talk as much. Get your acts in order. Get your motivation right. If you're feeling demotivated, get back to them. Seek help. All of us, Shreya, me, and the complete team of Bullseye, your parents, we are all thinking good of you, right? Seek help in case anything required. we're always there for you. Thank you so much, Shreya, for joining in today. Wish you all the best. Wish our students all the best.
Yes.
Prepare well for your interviews and hope to see you soon interacting
Yes.
after clearing your interviews again with our students. Yes. And you know, सबसे मैंने life में ये चीज देखी है that with so much audience which is there with us today, I'm sure with the way you've guided them, they're all going to guide. They're all will be wishing best for you, and I'm sure you're bound to do well. Right?
Thank you so much, and all the best to all of you guys also.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in. All the best from our side. Bye.